What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from PlayerEssence, and welcome to another video that I have here for you guys. So today we're doing things a little bit differently. I had a poll up on my Patreon campaign that anybody could vote for, but it seems like a lot of you guys didn't, but that's okay. We had a okay sample size of people that went over there and voted for their most anticipated Nintendo Switch games for the rest of 2017. I put up 12 games there and one unconfirmed game with Rabbids plus Mario, or Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, but that game is real, guys. But anyway, I put up 12 games on there and I let you guys vote as far as what you would like to see. So next time, if you guys want to get in on the action, make sure you check out my Patreon page for daily updates. We do have updates on there that are even for non-Patreon members, so make sure you give it a look when you guys do get some time. So let's go ahead and get into this list here, and this is very interesting because at the #1 spot we had a deadlock for #1. We also had some interesting picks as far as the top 5 goes. Now there was a tie because, like I said, I put 12 games and like the top 6, there was a tie there at the bottom. So we're gonna go ahead and go over those one by one, and I'll discuss each game. So at the last spot here, or tied for 6th, or whatever you want to say here, we have ARMS and we have Fire Emblem Warriors. So let's talk about ARMS first. Obviously, there's going to be an ARMS Direct today. Looks like there's going to be some new character reveals, some arena reveals, some features detailed. So I think it's going to be pretty cool. I think why people are excited for ARMS is just because of the type of game that it is. It's a competitive game. It's a motion control game, but you can also play it without motion controls, but the motion controls actually make sense. That's the thing about this game. They actually make sense, and it's unique, and I think that's what people want to see with Nintendo when it comes to their new IPs like Splatoon or like ARMS. They want to see unique gameplay. They want to see some innovation within the genre that it's in, and this fighting game from Nintendo is by far one of the most innovative as far as concept goes that I've ever seen. I think it's the most innovative since Smash Brothers. Really, there wasn't really a game like Smash Brothers, or there was like Power Stone or something like that, but there wasn't one that was done like Smash Brothers before Smash Brothers came into existence. So ARMS is kind of the same thing. When have you guys ever seen a game like this? So I think that's why people are really excited for ARMS. In terms of Fire Emblem Warriors, I'm super excited for this just because Fire Emblem Warriors represents kind of what everyone wanted to see when they saw Hyrule Warriors. Like, okay, yeah, that's great, Zelda in the Musou style, but man, what about Fire Emblem? Everyone was saying that even back when Hyrule Warriors was announced. So I'm really excited for this. There are so many different warriors to pick from, and the game just looks great. The game, even that small snippet of, I don't know how early the footage was from that game, but that even looked amazing. So I can see why Fire Emblem Warriors has taken this 6th spot or 5th spot, whatever you want to say, as far as the tie goes. So let me know what you guys think about that. But moving on, we did have at the next spot was Splatoon 2. Now, Splatoon 2 obviously is a very big game for Nintendo. The competitive scene, once again, the social scene, that's what they're calling it, the competitive social scene, and Splatoon 2 is looking really good. I love that Horde mode. That Horde mode really made me say, okay, Splatoon 2 is going to be something special. We do have a brand new trailer that's going to be debuting today at the ARMS Direct, so I think that's going to go over the single-player campaign because we haven't seen anything like that, and they've also been talking about the whole Callie and Marie Squid sisters stories that are going on. So I think it was a small ramp up for what they're going to show off today in the single player mode, and I think this is just me taking a stab or taking a guess at it, but I do feel we're going to get some co-op single player, so co-op campaign to where you can go through with another buddy and tear some stuff up. So I think we're going to get that as well. So let me know what you guys think about Splatoon 2 in the comment section below. Now moving on to the next one here. Now this was actually underneath all the ones that I talked about before, but I wanted to just mention it because Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle, I put that game on there even though it's not confirmed from Ubisoft, but this game is pretty much confirmed at this point. It is real, like I talked about before. I've seen it. It's real. It's definitely coming. And Ubisoft even hinted at it again recently, saying, oh, they have an unannounced game, and they have some announced games. Yeah, the unannounced game is probably Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. But a lot of you guys seem to be interested in this one. It got a number of votes. It got like 5 votes or so. Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. What we know about this game, everything that Kotaku has said about it is pretty much true from what I understand. Okay, so it is going to be a strategy type of RPG. It's using the Snowdrop engine from Ubisoft, and you're going to be able to have heroes from Mario. So from the Mushroom Kingdom, you're going to have Mario, you're going to have Luigi, you're going to have Princess Peach, you're going to have Yoshi, and they're going to have sci-fi weapons, so like arm cannons and things like that. And then you're going to have Rabbids that dress up like Mario, like Luigi, and all of them like to tag along, and you use something else to control them in a strategy RPG fashion. Now, it's going to be something like maybe like an XCOM or a Fire Emblem, but there are going to be some unique twists in there, I would guess, just based on what this style of game is. I mean, I don't really think it's going to play anything exactly like what we've seen before, but there'll be some elements taken from that, and I think it's going to be pretty good. The concept seems goofy, but at the same time, I think it will work based on the type of humor that they're going for, based on the type of gameplay. You really can't mess up a strategy RPG. It's really hard to do so, especially with all the different examples out there, and as long as the controls are good, which most of them usually are, like I said, it's hard to mess up a strategy RPG, so I think this one's going to be pretty good. But it was funny that it actually got some votes, because remember, it hasn't been seen by anyone here, but at the same time, like, a lot of people want this type of RPG, it seems like. So, pretty cool there. But getting into the number one, or the two most anticipated games, it was a dead tie with 13 votes each, and that was Xenoblade Chronicles 2 and Super Mario Odyssey on the Nintendo Switch. So let's talk about Super Mario Odyssey first. This game, massive, huge, sandbox-style Mario game. It looks phenomenal. Obviously, the best-looking Mario game that anyone has ever seen at this point when it comes to officially from Nintendo. And yes, it looks massive. The worlds look lush and just look great. Everything in the game just screams fun. It looks like this awesome mix that we've seen like Galaxy and Super Mario Sunshine and Super Mario 64, but I think there's going to be a lot more. I think this game is probably going to be the best Mario game of all time. Just based on that trailer, I think it's really going to step it up, because my favorite Mario game of all time is like a tie between Mario Bros. 3 and Super Mario Galaxy. That's probably my favorite, but this one seems to take it even a step further. I do like to separate the 2D and 3D though, because I just think that they're just such a different style of games. But as far as 2D goes, Super Mario Bros. 3 is my favorite. As far as 3D goes, Galaxy is my favorite. I think this one could definitely beat Galaxy based on what we've seen so far. I love the hat throwing mechanic. That is really cool, and it seems like there's going to be a hat shop as well, so a lot of intrigue. That hub world, there's just so many things going on with this Mario game, and really it looks like they're going to outdo themselves when it comes to it. And imagine being able to play that style of Mario game anywhere that you want. The prospects of it is just so high. I think that's why Super Mario Odyssey is really anticipated, and it's gotten so many views on YouTube. I know it's like one of Nintendo's most viewed trailers of all time, so I think a lot of people are going to pick up the Nintendo Switch and Super Mario Odyssey when that game comes out this holiday. Nintendo better get their stock ready, because Nintendo Switch is going to be hot when that comes out. It's really going to help push systems. And then the other game on there, which is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now, I do think that my fan base, we do love RPGs, so this is probably a little bit overrepresented as far as compared to what everyone else might think, so the broad range of Nintendo fans. But Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is going to be a big game for Nintendo. It's coming out this year, according to Nintendo, probably a September fallish release. We'll see. But this is definitely a big game, and I think this is an important game for Nintendo, because Xenoblade Chronicles 2 really represents the good decision that Nintendo made, at least Nintendo of Europe, to localize the first Xenoblade Chronicles and turn that into a new franchise for Nintendo going forward in the future. Remember, this game was not going to be localized by Nintendo. They had doubts. They were just like, oh, well, we don't know if it's going to sell. It was near the end of the Wii era. They were moving into the Wii U at that point, and Nintendo of Europe decided to localize this game with English voice actors, and then Nintendo of America just said, okay, well, you guys did the work, you guys paid for it, then we'll also take that. And that was probably the best decision that Nintendo, as far as Nintendo as a whole, has made for a video game franchise, living or dying, seriously, they've made in a very long time that I know of, just because Xenoblade Chronicles is such it has such lore to it, right? Like, there's a lot of intrigue. We don't know what's going to be going on with this game. We've seen less of it than like Super Mario Odyssey, because Super Mario Odyssey, we've actually seen how some of the combat works, some of the gameplay mechanics work with the fighting, just like how you're going to be able to do things in the game. Whereas Xenoblade Chronicles 2, we haven't seen any of that. All they've shown is just some environments. They've shown you riding on some type of beast, but we still haven't got a look at any of the combat. The best thing that we got from like the combat of the game is really the guy or the main character running with this sword, and that's it. We haven't even seen any type of battle. So what type of battle system is this going to have? And I think that's the reason why people are so excited, because they feel that it could go back to what Xenoblade Chronicles was, with Xenoblade Chronicles being more of the MMO slash RPG, but not really with the mechs and all of that, and really more of a traditional RPG when it comes to the story, when it comes to those things. So I do feel that people are really excited and really looking forward to that style of gameplay, maybe over what Xenoblade Chronicles X did, which X was trying to go for a large scale, more of an MMO feel, online multiplayer. I don't think this one's going to have that online multiplayer. I think they're really going to just make sure that it's set single player and really just focus all their energy on that and the combat. But the biggest thing is story, combat. I think that's what people really like the most about the original Xenoblade Chronicles, and I think they're hoping that goes back to Xenoblade Chronicles 2, because a lot of people complained about the mute protagonist in Xenoblade Chronicles X and some of the other things in the game. So I really think that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 really just represents what a lot of the hardcore Nintendo fan base really wants in their games: expansive worlds, great stories, single-player RPGs, which was lacking on the Wii U. It was really lacking on the Wii U, and I'm hoping that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is really a big success, because I think Nintendo will be more inclined to make sure not only their own games can turn out like Xenoblade Chronicles, so they get more games like that, but also to where third-party developers can have success as far as bringing over their Japanese RPGs. So let's see what happens. I think it's going to be a really good second half or so of 2017. There's a lot of great games. We got a lot of exciting stuff coming up. So let me know what you guys think about this here. As far as some honorable mentions here, some of the games that almost made the list, or as far as the top half but didn't. Project Octopath got 2 votes. Dragon Quest 11 got 4, so almost there. Sonic Forces got 3, so there was definitely some people that liked some of the other games, but just not quite enough to get it into that top 6 or so. Alright, just want to remind you guys about our Patreon campaign. We are going to be giving away this bad boy right here, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild Guardian Amiibo. Really cool stuff. When you sign up on Patreon, any tier, you'll be entered in to win this. Plus, we have a bunch of great perks and rewards, such as Discord voice chat for our live streams. We have prize tournaments that we're going to be doing for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe with $10 eShop cards and a lot more. So please check out the Patreon page, link in the description below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and hit that like button if you did like it. Let me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to PlayerEssence for the latest news, reviews, discussions, and more. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you, Ninja, for the next video. Peace.